Representative, dear Prime Minister, dear Raul Gonsalves, thank to you and your dear people from the same region in the Grenadines by this generous hospitality and the first of this small nation in the Caribbean, English-speaking, being the leader of a community like this. The challenges in a global way are confirming that it doesn't matter the size of a country if it exists the compromise with the integration of Latin America and the Caribbean. In this moments where we're finding here the only division of the result, it encourages. It seems like everything is happening again until we have the memories of the first meetings that we have in Caracas when we bet to advance together in integration, preserving the interests of our region. The commander-in-chief Fidel Castro Ruz, the Cuban Revolution leader, was a passionate promoter of the integration of Latin America and the Caribbean, and he said about creating the CELAC in Cancun in 2010 that no other situation in our context reflecting this much transcendency. In facing the big groups that are ruling the world economy, there is future for our countries without an America that is being integrated and united. According to CEPAL in 2024, the economies of Latin America and the Caribbean will follow the path of low growth, and every economy will be lower than 2003. So it will be the most uneven region in the country, in the world. We're being classified as poor. The 29% of the population, of them 72 are living in extreme poverty. The half of those rates are corresponding to young people and children. The creation of jobs between 2014 and 2023 has been the lowest in the history. One of two are in informal jobs, and 4 out of 10 have income lower than the minimum wages. So the breach of the minimum wages is being wider. 4 out of 5 in Latin America and the Caribbean can read or write. Without exception, in the world that we're living in poverty, the nations in Latin America and the Caribbean won't be able to fulfill the biggest amount of deals on the agenda of 2030. The representative, beside of the depths, the unity in the integration of the region that the CELAC is trying to make is being consolidated, but there's a lot to do still. According to this, in the Raul Castro said that the integration in Latin America and the Caribbean is a necessity to face with the success the challenges that are presented to us as a region. It's not enough with the summits and the declaration. The practical effects are really difficult to appreciate for the CELAC to fulfill the principal objective. The main objective must be our country. We want integration that promotes the sovereignty and the solidarity and the humankind values. An integration that allows to American and the Caribbean to be in the worldwide equation again. We need a fair trade special and make different and to contribute to make amendments for 500 years of slavery. We aspire to a situation that assures the entire unity. For Cuba, is want to condemn the Palestine people that is being submitted to genocide. 30,000 civilians in the Gaza Strip, most of all women and children, is unacceptable. It can be measured with the humankind dignity. We will never be supporting this kind of situation. We won't be looking into the face of fascism again, ended up as victims. It is not possible to stand against the United States is fulfilling the weapons to this situation with total impunity. 10 years ago in Havana, we took the historical decision to declare Latin America and the Caribbean as a peace zone, and that will to promote the friendship and cooperation above any differences. We need to support that in the relationships inside and outside of the region. There's 200 years ago since the Monroe Doctrine and declaring the hegemony in the region. The time spent, but the region is still, and the issues is still, the threats against the legitimate governments that are denying to recognize is still, but however, the countries maintain their position to defend their independence in the region and the nations until the last consequences. We ratify our firm support to the Bolivarian Revolution of Venezuela and the revolution presided by its President Nicolás Maduro Moros. We reiterate the support to Nicaragua's government facing the attempts to break the democracy in those nations. We support the Haitian situation that needs support for. We are committed to the Colombian efforts of peace. We support and we will continue supporting the dialogue and the efforts of unity among Guyana government and Venezuelan government. It will oppose firmly to the attempts of United States to get inside of the business of these dialogues. We maintain without alteration the support of the independence of Puerto Rico, and we support the rightful situation of the Malvinas Island and the maritime spaces that are surrounding it. Comrades from our Latin America, I have thankful words in name of the Cuban people to those nations that are asking for the release of the blockade. The harmful damages that have been provoked by this policy, they're being hardened in these years. Supposedly, we are sponsors of terrorism, so we appreciate to the brothers of Latin America and Caribbean for these demands. The powerful neighbor of the North is investing millions of dollars and a lot of weapons in its war against Cuba. It's manipulating subjects so sensitive in world like the human rights and democratic rights. In the attempt never surrendered to force a political change with a discredit campaign in searching this objective. Finally, I want to offer Honduras and its president, dear sister Xiomara Castro, all the support of this leadership in facing this elect. Cuba will always be in the first line of the efforts to form the project of the unit from the Rio Bravo to Patagonia area, which our professors dreamed of. We need to put in practice the concept of our America that beautifully our national hero described. Is this time to build only one country as Simón Bolívar dreamed, the unity, this dream of centuries engraved is shaking us again. We will not rest in the will of getting that for a better future for our countries. Thank you very much.